don't have sex, you don't do anything. So I was abstinent for 2 years at the time. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do anything. All right, straight edge. So I was literally just a robot, just doing things, single mother making it happen. Next thing you know, I'm about to move to Atlanta. I say, I'm going to launch my program because I had just graduated from grad school. So that, and I had a program that I created in grad school, right? So I introduced the program to the people at the victory run that I was throwing for the past 2 years. Next, and it was, pretty high ticket, not what I was used to charging at the time. It was high for me. It was like $600 a week, right? Because I was showing up, I think 3 to 4 times in person, along with giving them a psychological evaluation, because I went to school for mental health counseling, and they get a meal plan and some other thing. It was a holistic program, so they got a lot of things within a package. And do you know, about 10 women signed up for this program? And this is what I'm talking about, like the 80-20 rule. If you give it all you got and you show up for yourself, people will follow. You first have to show up for yourself. So I showed up for myself consistently, every Sunday. Okay, single mom. Told my little 10-year-old and 12-year-old at the time, watch the baby, I'm going for the run. Okay? Showing up for yourself first, and then showing people what you're doing. Nobody's going to know what you're doing if you don't show them what you're doing. You can't have a private profile hiding in the back. All right? We got to take up space in this day and age. Take up space. All right? So 10 people signed up for my program. And that is a part of, how I started building my foundation. And it was scary for me to charge that much. It was, because I was used to the penny pension, making that little $20 an hour. Okay. It was scary for me to price my services that I would be providing for that high. It was. But then when the people signed up, it helped me to believe in myself more. But the reason why I was able to have them believe in me is because I believed in me first by showing up.
Wow. So tell me this, when you were showing up for yourself first, was there any physical evidence that, hey, this is going to work out? Like when you were when you were posting, did you have 100 likes? Or did it look like 2 people and you were still showing up for yourself? And when you were doing that, how did you know to to go straight? How did you know to manifest? How did that happen?
Which part to manifest?
So
the move or the victory run into the program?
The victory run to say the victory run.
There weren't a lot of likes. This was when I was more active on Facebook than Instagram. There weren't a lot of likes all the time, but guess what? Everybody was seeing it, because every time they saw me on the streets, they're like, oh, I'm going to make it to the victory run one of these days. Don't be talking crap in my ear. Either you're going to be there or not. I don't want to hear it, So people are watching. It doesn't matter whether they like it or not. People are freaking watching. Okay. And so sometimes, like I said, one person will show up. And then sometimes 30 people will show up. So people knew and people were watching. And mind you, I'm doing this every Sunday. Wasn't a once a month thing. So of course, people are going to take it for granted. Like, I'll make it there one day. You know what I mean? I had done it for 2.5 years straight. And some people one day themselves until it no longer exists. All right. So yeah, it wasn't based on the likes, and it wasn't based on who showed up for me. At the end of the day, because I showed up, the people miraculously appeared.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. So let's fast forward. You decided to join Lock Hands with Coach Daryl and join TLC. I know that you said that you do your research, when it comes to products. But why TLC? Because the truth is there's a lot of other options that you could have done. And being that you were already sorry, my I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Being that you were already, winning in your lane with your business, like why? Like what was your real why?
My real why is that I'm always setting the tone for my life. So I'm always setting an intention for my life. I'm always thinking about what I want for my life, and I'll write it down, and I'll think about it, and I'll desire it, and I allow the universe to give me what I desire. So at the time, I was desiring a team for my Fem Magic company. I wanted a bigger team. Now, somehow the universe made a little left turn on me and gave me a team, but it wasn't with my Fem Magic company. It was with TLC, because I had been beckoning to become a part of a winning team of wealthy minded people who were motivated and healthy and into health and wealth, right? Next thing you know, I aligned with Daryl Drake and of course the entire team, right? And so this was an intention that I put out there. Again, like all of this, even when I wasn't really master manifester, now I consider myself that, but even back then, 2012, 11, I still was setting intentions and manifesting intentionally. I wasn't doing it like, by happenstance. No, I was actually intentionally saying, I want this. I'm writing it down and I'm speaking it every day. I remember uttering on the train heading to grad school, I will live in a so-and-so house with this many rooms. And people will look at me like I'm crazy because I'm whispering it to myself aloud on the train, and they're looking back at me thinking I'm talking to myself. But I'm saying my daily affirmations, in which I set an alarm for. I had an alarm set with the affirmations to say it every day. And then next thing you know, a month later, it didn't take long. A month later, I go to Georgia. I decide that I'm moving to Atlanta. Manifesting doesn't take long. It just takes knowing that it's already yours. And some of us need a little bit more work. We need to say it a little longer. We need to say it a little more because we don't have that belief in ourselves. When you start believing in yourselves and knowing that the universe is ready to spoil you, then things start happening like this.
Oh, I really like how you said the universe is ready to spoil you. I really, really like that. So a lot of people, so we've seen people join, people like Coach Stormy, and they know the track formations, they can say them over and over and over. What is it that's missing when people are saying it, but they're not seeing any physical evidence? Is it the belief? Or is there something else lacking?
So the trap formation is a plethora of different manifestations. I think because it's so broad that it takes away from the power. I think that's just an overall uplifting affirmation to listen to. You know what I mean? But I have an affirmation album, and my songs are specific, right? So yes, trap formation is bomb. However, when it comes to manifesting, it's important that you stay focused and specific. You know what I mean? So, for instance, one of my songs is about just being grateful. The other song is called Wealthy. So it's about money, wealth, abundance. You know what I mean? And another one is about feeling yourself. So it's about building confidence and feeling good about yourself. So when it comes to manifesting, you got to be specific instead of like, when your focus is all over the place, then it's going to take longer because you're not focused. You got to get streamlined about what you desire. And when you focus on that more, the quicker it'll come to you.
Okay. So be more intentional, be more direct, knowing exactly what you want. Okay.
Yes.
And I know you and I spoke earlier about how people attempt to manifest, or they're learning, they're becoming, but they're lacking the action. I know that you.
No, I'm listening.
I know that you've been able to grow a pretty nice sized team with TLC. I think you share like over 500 people. What was the action in that, and why is it important to manifest and take action? It's kind of a two-part question.
So when it comes to TLC, the reason why I was able to build my business so fast and so large is because I had already built the trust, and I was consistent with my audience. A lot of people, they want those quick results, but they're giving 20 and asking for 80. You're supposed to give 80, then ask for 20. You know, I saw a quote yesterday or today saying that focus on your network and building relationships. Ask people how they're doing and really mean it. Don't just wait until you want something, because then that becomes inauthentic and transactional. So when people feel that you're coming to sell them something, or like this is about to be a transaction, that's where you lose them. You're asking them to show up for you, and you have not provided them with any value yet. The least you, and not the least, the most you can do, which is not much, it's not a lot to ask for, is for you to just show up as yourself for yourself. It's not a lot to do. To get out of your own way and show the fuck up and show out. Excuse my language. Show up and show out. Stop playing small. That has been the theme of the week. Why are you playing small? Right now, it's some Leo energy going on with the moon. Like, take advantage of that. You see Brittany, she looking all good in her Leo vibes. All right, she's showing up. You see me, okay? I didn't come showing up in a t-shirt. All right, we are here showing up, taking up space. Take up space, show up for yourself, and be consistent about it. I don't care if you're going to the gym, wear your most beautifulest gym outfit. Don't put on the dingy little t-shirt and shorts just because you want to sweat in it. No, look good and feel good. It's a vibe. Like this, yes, it's just material and superficial, but it counts. You know what I mean? Like, I already feel good about myself. But then when I dress like this, I feel even better about myself. And then I start feeling entitled. I'm walking up in stores like, I know this person's going to give me this. I know I'm going to get this type of love. I know this person's going to serve me. That's how I'm feeling. Okay? It's a vibe. It's all a vibe from the inside out. Yes, you got to feel yourself from the inside, but this counts too. This counts too. Your presentation. It's self-marketing. And people are very superficial. So how you show up is how they're going to treat you, because they don't know you yet. Most people are very superficial. So represent yourself. If you want to be treated a certain type of way, then show up as the God and goddess that you are in the inside. So back to the question. So I was able to build my team because I built trust with my audience. Again, showing up every day. You know, showing up every day, showing them my life. Like what Coach Stormy does. Shows up every day on a casual. Like you just see what she's doing casually. And sometimes the biggest gems are dropped in those casual moments, as opposed to when she's like, hey, I'm doing a talk. You know what I mean? So showing up casually, showing people what you're doing. You're drinking your NutriBurst. Show them that you're taking your NutriBurst in the morning. Casual stuff. You're taking a walk. You're doing your exercise. That is going to catch on to them. The recency effect. It's going to catch on to their psyche. It's going to seep into their subconscious. This is what this person does. Okay, so I see them with this product. I'm wondering what this product is now. Maybe I should have some of this product, because look at this person. They're looking good. They're getting results. I remember when they used to look like this. Now they're looking like that. I want to know what they're doing, because I need that type of result. Showing up for yourself and really doing the work, taking the products. You know, self-mastery is key. The reason why I was able to start working on my mental and emotional and spiritual health, which then trickled into my financial wealth, is because I already had the physical thing mastered. I was already 235 pounds. You know, I was overweight at once, 235 pounds. Nobody will ever know that by looking at me, right? They see the glory, but don't know the story. But I was 235 pounds at once. I didn't know what it feels like to have a low self-esteem and to not care about my body and to just do whatever with it, right? And to put whatever into it, what I consume, eat any kind of old way, right? Don't read labels, just order whatever, fast foods, fried foods, processed foods, all of that, right? I know what it's like to live that life. And I also knew how bad I felt about myself. I didn't feel good about myself. And when you don't feel good about yourself, you allow people to treat you however, you settle. Okay, you end up settling for the way that people treat you, then you end up not knowing how to say no because you're afraid of people leaving you, right? You don't know how to say no. But when you build up your self-worth, no is a complete sentence, and you don't feel no way about who you gain or who you lose because you know that you got yourself, and as long as you keep growing, you're going to keep attracting your tribe. So yeah, it was about the marketing and building the trust. That consistency, you build trust with people. You show yourself every day on a casual moment, you're going to build trust because everything else is transactional after that.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's definitely some really good gems. I hope all of you are taking notes and not just listening. I like that you mentioned your physical appearance. So when you go to the grocery store, you're dressing up for the grocery store? Are you?
Yeah.
You are, and you
Yes, honey.
recommend?
I had on this cute dress the other day in the grocery store, feeling
Really?
myself. That's right.
Okay. Now tell me this. Before you was millionaire status, right? Were you still, when you was on welfare, were you still showing up that way, still dressing up, going to the grocery store?
Well, guess what? And I'm not talking about dressing up like, like this, but I'm talking about,
Right.
but if I just so happen to be dressed like this and I go to the grocery, then so be it, right? I'm just talking about putting on a cute dress with some cute sandals, hair done, everything looking good, that type of stuff, right? Well, here's the deal. When I was in grad school, right, struggling on welfare with my 3 children, this is like 2011, 12, 13, 14, no, 2012 to 13, 13 to 14, around that time. I ran into a friend at Union Square Park in New York. And I told him all what I was going through, that, I just dropped my daughter off. Now I have to head to Maat Cosmetics. I was in grad school early. I also came from this getaway because I had to go to an internship. I told him the whole rundown of all what I was doing in one day. He's like, wow, Maat, that's crazy. But it's crazy how every time I see you, not a piece of hair is out of place. A man said that to me. A heterosexual man said that to me. Not a piece of hair is out of place. That's what he said to me. So yes, even though I was not the millionaire then, I still showed up as her. And that has been another theme for this week. To show up as you want to be. You know what I mean? Like that picture Daryl Drake sent us in the group chat, right, Brittany? He looked like a whole billionaire in that picture.
Yeah.
Whole billionaire. You got to show up as that person who you're striving to be. You got to be them now. Don't wait. Do not wait. Do it now, today. Show up as that person today. And that is going to bring on the energy towards you. It's going to bring that vibe to you. I was talking to Daryl Drake last week, right? And some of y'all going to catch the fact that I said I was talking to Daryl Drake last week. And we were having a conversation on the phone, and I was telling him how. Oh, by the way, I'm playing hooky for Millionaire School. I am at Coach Stormy's Millionaire School, and I'm supposed to be there from 7 to 8. So I'm playing hooky to show up for y'all right now, but I can get the recordings first, so don't worry. So, I went to Millionaire School, and Grant Cardone was there, right? They brought him to the stage. And he was talking about, wealth and his story and everything like that. But there were some nuances that I caught. He said that he wanted to inspire, he wanted to create financial freedom for 8 billion people. 8 billion people in the world. Okay. And of course, that will obviously get him to his billionaire status if he's not already there. So I think he's already a billionaire. I'm not sure. I feel the vibes. But he said he wants to inspire 8 billion people. Guess how many people is in the world? 7.6 billion people. You know what that showed me? You got to dream outlandishly. You cannot put caps on your dreams. You cannot put limitations on your desires. These things are free. If you reach for the ceiling, your ass is going to end up on the floor. If you reach for the stars, then you'll land on the moon. You have to dream big and outlandishly. Why are you being afraid to do something that is free? Why? So what that showed me is here's a billionaire mindset. Ain't even 8 billion people in the world. And this man said he wants to inspire 8 billion people. So that showed me like, oh, I'm dreaming too small. I'm dreaming too small. So I went from saying 500 million to 18 billion. Okay. You got to leave room for miracles. Right now in Manifest a Million Meditation, we are in Miracle May. I see some of y'all down there. We are in Miracle May, and we're leaving room for miracles. So when you leave room for miracles, you know that how when you were younger, it said, you got to work hard for your money. You got to work hard. You got to put in that work. And I know you were talking about the work thing, right? Well, when it comes to getting what you want and what you desire, work is required, like we talked about. Yes, work is required. Being proactive is required, but you don't always have to work hard. Sometimes you just showing up is enough of the blessing for you to be blessed, for a miracle to land on your lap. You just showing up as you. Do you know that you're a miracle? Because there's only one of you in this world. You are a supreme miracle right now, right here. You're a miracle. Sometimes all the world requires is for you to show up as that miracle that you are. Handsome and beautiful as you are. And you'll be blessed miraculously just like that. No work needed. You are the work of art. You. That's it. So when it comes to manifesting, yes, you have to stay proactive. You do. You got to move your fingers a little, move your feet a little, right? When I hit my 7 figures last year, you know, I was making my set amount of products. So I was making 50K a month. And then I jumped from 50K months to 100K months, then the 200K months, and then the 300K months, all last year. Some people said last year was the worst year of their life financially. But with the TLC separately, almost hitting 100K, no income claims, but that happened for me. And then my Fem Magic company hitting 7 figures separately from TLC, right? Life was good for me in 2020, honey. And let me tell you, I did not lift extra fingers. I didn't. I used my 10 fingers and 10 toes as I normally do. I made the same amount of products as I normally do. I showed up on social media as I normally do. I didn't do extra time. I didn't work overtime. I didn't put in extra work physically. What I did was I started meditating every day in February. I was doing a daily meditation every day in February. I started in February. I was doing it every day. And I had everybody on IG Live join me. People would show up. This was when I didn't even show up full body. This is what you saw, literally. I would have the phone like here, and you'll just see half of my eyes and my ears. That's how I was showing up for meditation all the time, because I would literally roll out of bed, turn on the camera, and start the meditation and lead the meditation. So I didn't lift more fingers physically. I didn't make more products. I didn't do more lives. I didn't do more posts. I didn't do more physically. I did more emotionally and spiritually. I did more healing. See, the wealth is already there. What you desire is already yours. It's already yours. It's just the trauma and the limiting beliefs and the lack thinking that's in the way of your wealth. So the more I healed as I meditated, the more I was able to rid myself of that lack thinking and the lack beliefs that said I'm not good enough and you will never get that, and no, that it's not possible for you, and why would you think that? You're from the hood. What you mean you want that? No, you can't have all of that, those lies. I got rid of those lies. And the more I got rid of those lies, the more the wealth showed up. That was already there. So I didn't do more work physically, but I did more work spiritually. However, that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit down meditating 24 hours. No, when it comes to manifesting, you still got to lift some toes and fingers. You still got to show up. You may not have to show up more than you normally do, right? As long as you're putting in that inner work, but you still got to show up. This is a physical third dimensional world, which means physical, third dimensional touch and go, showing up physically things has to occur in order for it to happen. So some work has to be put in, but that doesn't mean you got to work hard. The hard work really is the one that most people run away from, which is the shadow work, which comes from healing your heart, healing your mind inside.
Wow. That was that was delicious. Absolutely. So you kind of tapped a little bit about shadow work, just a smidge. I think that a lot of people think that as you're going through your spiritual work, as you're meditating and things of that nature, that it's all pretty, that every day you're just sitting like this, Buddha statue that they see. How do you handle those moments, right? Because sometimes that's when people check out or
Yeah.
give up.
Yeah. I mean, if you've never done it before, then it will be hard at first. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be hard at first. It's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to cry, but as long as, for instance, in my Manifest a Million meditation group, we have each other. And I say they because I've already done a lot of that work. You know what I mean? But they have each other for that support. So they can share their woes. They can share, hey, I cried for the first time during meditation. Hey, I'm not really having the best day, but I'm pushing through, because they know the tools of staying accountable and self-aware and pushing through their darkness. And also too, when it comes to darkness, we don't look at darkness the same as everybody else. We don't look at it like depression and, laying up in the bed. No, we look at it as a celebration, because what you know about the darkness is when you're flat face on the ground, mud in your face on the ground, there's nowhere else to go but up after that. So you got to celebrate. You got to celebrate your future. That's about to pop up. You got to start celebrating when you hit the floor. Every time I have hit the floor and broken every bone in my body, I had to think, wow, this hurts, but I know things about to pop off so hard for me right now. And it did. It did. When I first moved to Atlanta, and I thought everybody would buy the program that everybody bought in New York, who I had put in that work for, showing up every Sunday, I thought they would purchase, because they were like, yeah, come to Atlanta. Then I came to Atlanta, nobody bought the program. That was how I was going to pay my rent. I didn't have no money to pay my rent. I had to take out a credit card to pay my rent. So I fell flat, first face flat in the mud that time. So I had to recalibrate and think, what can I do? What's my plan B? So my plan B was that I'm going to take it to the internet. And of course, in me taking it to the internet, most of the people who signed up were from New York, even though I lived in Atlanta. So instead of me doing it physically, I was doing it online now. So, and I went from nobody signing up to me saying, you know, I want about 10 people to sign up for this program. I'm charging, I think it was $500 a month at the time. 15 people showed up and signed up for the program. So in me falling face flat in the mud, I had to recalibrate. And after that, I was all the way back up again. You know, so you got to start celebrating when you're in the darkness and stop looking at darkness as something bad and as something that happened to you rather than something that happened for you.
Wow, if you guys are getting any value, can y'all drop some fire signs in the chat? This is some amazing, delicious information, you guys. Like, delicious is definitely my favorite word, so y'all gonna hear it come off because it's nothing like when something's just delicious. Like, you get a feeling it when something is delicious. And yes, I see y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing up for us. This has been absolutely amazing. If anybody has any questions, if y'all could drop it in the box. This was probably a little bit more than what y'all expected. And I look at all those.
We got about 9 minutes. We got about 9 minutes and I got to go pick up my daughter.
Yes. So she's got to go. So if anybody has any questions, just drop it below. And if you are not following her, make sure that you tap in. I don't know what happened. My phone keeps going out. Make sure that you tap in. What is your ID?
We just made it to our villa.
All right. I'll call you back. I love you. I'll call you back. I'm on the Zoom.
Oh, okay, Mom.
Okay. All right. That's my daughter's interlude.
Okay.
How
do you see that question? How do you streamline your intentions when we're talking multiple incomes?
How do you streamline your intentions when you are talking multiple incomes? You can manifest more than one thing at a time, you know, but I would say limited to 3. Like I said, the more you can focus on one, the more powerful it is. Okay. The more you can focus on one, the more powerful it is. Okay. The faster it'll happen. So I would say limited, if you're going to do multiple manifestations at once, do 5 at most.
Thank you for dropping her IG. How many people?
Any other questions?
How many people do you need to get to have a launch call? Do you do launches for people?
I would say, well, I don't know if that question is for me, but when it comes to launch calls, I think that at least 10 people to make it worth it. You know what I mean?
I think that was it. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with us today?
You know, like I said, everything that I shared can be applied to your TLC business, to any business, you know, and also stop talking down on what you desire. Just because you don't see a client showing up or somebody buying your Nutraverse or your detox teas or what have you, does not mean that no one will buy from you. Sometimes a lot of people like to play victim and say, oh, my friends won't support me, my family won't support me. Your friends and your family, they're not the only people who exist, and you're no victim to them. They don't owe you nothing, honestly. Your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your best friends, nobody owes you anything, okay? And they're not the only people in this world. As I said, there's 7.6 billion people in this world. Tap into a different damn network. Like Anna Katera said, she said nobody in her country wanted to buy from her. So she started reaching out on Facebook to people who she didn't even know, doing Zoom calls at 4 a.m, right? You got to tap into other networks, you know? Start introducing yourself to people in the street. Be a walking billboard. wear your TLC t-shirt or create your own if you want it to look a little bit more cute. You know what I mean? So show up in a way that people will ask you, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I see you wearing this t-shirt. Tell me more about that, you know, so that people can approach you more, you know? So there are different ways that you can market in order to expand your network and have people to speak to you as well as you speak to other people.
All right, you guys. Well, we are going to let this amazing goddess go. We want to make sure that she stays on schedule. I appreciate you sacrificing your time with Millionaire School to show up for us. And this has been amazing. Everybody make sure that you stay tapped in. Go apply what you've learned today. Immediately get off this phone, set your intentions, and get started right away.
Set your intentions, guys. Whatever rank you want to hit with TLC or whatever business that you're in, set your intentions and don't waver. Here's my last tip. Do not waver. If you don't see things working out right now, do not waver. Stay focused on it. Keep injecting positivity on it. Don't waver. Don't give up on it. A lot of y'all give up too soon just because you're not seeing the actual results. It just means you got to put in a little bit more work. Don't waver. Okay? Set it and forget it.